Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Carly and welcome to my YouTube family. So today's video is going to be my March beauty favourites. I know I'm a little bit late with this video than usual. I've just had a lot of things going on and I haven't been able to post this video until now, so I apologise for that. But I have a lot of new products that I've been loving, that I've been trying out, that I wanted to include in this video today, and also a couple of products that I've been using over the last couple of months that have just become my staple products that I wanted to share in this video as well. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. So I think we'll just get straight into the video. If you'd like to see my March beauty favourites, then please keep watching. Okay, jumping straight in, I have a couple of foundations I want to talk about. The first one here has fast become one of my all-time favourite drugstore foundations and just foundations in general. It is the new one here from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm just obsessed with this foundation. The formula is just so beautiful. It's a really liquid-based foundation, which I prefer than more cream or too thick foundations. And I just find it just blends so smoothly onto my skin. I don't know what it is. I use the same primer as any other foundation that I use, but I just find that this one just blends and just makes my skin look so smooth and flawless. It has more of a medium coverage, but I can build it up to more full coverage that doesn't look too heavy on the skin at all. So I've just been loving this foundation. I've been using the shade 220 Sand when I have more of a tan, is what I'm wearing today, and I've just been loving this foundation for the past month, so I had to mention it in my March favourites. And another foundation I've been trying out the past month or so and fell in love with is the new one from Laura Mercier. This is the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. Oh my god, this makes my skin look so glowy like no other foundation I've tried. It just looks so beautiful. My skin just looks healthy and dewy. That's how I like my skin to look, being more on the drier side. So this foundation has been a saviour for the days when I'm just looking for that beautiful dewy look to my skin. So I love this foundation. I'm using the shade 3W2 Golden and I just absolutely love this. It's more on the medium side with coverage, but you can definitely build this up to full coverage. It's not a heavy wear foundation, it's more liquid as well, and I've just been loving this foundation too. Next up is concealer, and I've been using this concealer non-stop since I got it, which was a couple of months ago now, but it's just been my staple everyday wear concealer. I absolutely love it. It's the Fenty Beauty Concealer. Can I just say I'm actually obsessed with everything from Fenty Beauty. There's a lot of makeup brands where there's some hit or miss products, but Fenty, I have to say, is one of the brands where I absolutely love everything. I don't know what it is. Her products are just so amazing. The formulas are incredible and I just find myself going back to them all the time. So this is the concealer. I use the shade 210, which I find I can use when I'm both fair and tan skin, so I really like this. It's a little bit more on the neutral to yellow tone, so it does brighten under my eyes, which I really like. So this has just been my favourite concealer. It's very moisturising under the eyes. It's not a thick, heavy concealer, which I don't personally like. I like something a little bit more lighter weight that I can build up the coverage, and it doesn't crease under my eyes at all. So definitely my favourite concealer at the moment. Now for some powders. First of all is a new pressed powder that I purchased just over a month ago, and I've been using it pretty much every single day when I do my makeup. I absolutely love it. It's from Laura Mercier, and this is the CANDLEGLOW Sheer Perfecting Powder. I have mine in the shade number 1. This is just the most finely milled powder. It's just so lightweight and it just almost gives a really beautiful blurring effect to my makeup. It doesn't add too much extra coverage. It just gives that really nice look of an airbrushed finish. It's just very, very lightweight, which I prefer with powders. I don't like to add heaps of extra coverage with powder because it just makes my skin look too dry. So this is more of a hydrating powder. It's not a dry finish. So that's another reason why I've been loving using this powder for the past month. And then from Fenty Beauty, I've been really loving the loose powder. This is the Pro FILT'R Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I use the shade Banana, which is a little bit more of the yellow tone, and this has just become my favourite setting powder for under my eyes when I bake, and also down the centre of the face. It just brightens up those areas on the skin, and it just has the most flawless finish. It doesn't look too powdery or too cakey, which some loose setting powders can do. This one is really finely milled as well, and I find it doesn't give any flashback in photos whatsoever. So it's really amazing for taking photos, and it just makes my skin look airbrushed and flawless, which is what I want it to look all the time. So this has been my favourite loose setting powder for the month of March. Next up I have a face palette, and this was the collaboration with BEECA and Khloe Kardashian and her best friend Malika, part of the BFFs collection. And you can see this palette is quite dirty because I've been using it literally non-stop since I got it, which was just over a month ago, and I am obsessed with this palette. I first of all love the packaging. I love the gold. I just think it looks so beautiful. And this is the Made with Love palette. This is Chloe's palette from the collection, and it has bronzer, blush and glow palette. So it's got all three, bronzer, blush and highlight, which I love these palettes for that. It's just so quick and easy to have one palette with everything in it that you need. And so these are the colours inside the palette. I'll try not to blind you with the lights. And this is the bronzer I'm wearing on my cheeks today. It's a very soft, lightweight bronzer, so it doesn't give too much pigment straight away. You can definitely blend it up to how much colour you're wanting, but it's just a very beautiful, soft, lightweight bronzer, so I really love that. I used a little bit of this shade here as a blush topper. You could use this as a blush or a highlight, and I think it looks beautiful on the skin. I'm obsessed with this coral peach colour here for a blush. That's just my go-to shade in a blush, and I love that it's more of a shimmer, so I can wear it on top of a matte bronzer or even over a matte blush to give more of a shine finish. And this is just such a beautiful lightweight highlighter. Like, it's not full-on in your face dramatic highlighter. It just adds a really beautiful natural glow to the skin. So I've been loving this face palette for the month of March. Next up I have a blush, which has been my go-to everyday blush for literally the past 2-3 months now. I'm obsessed with it, and it is from L'Oreal, and this is the Life's a Peach blush. I absolutely love the colour. I am obsessed with peach blushes. They're just my favourite. I'm not a huge fan of pink unless it's a very soft, subtle pink. But peach, anything that's peach or coral, that's my jam. That's what I love. And when L'Oreal released this and I saw it in the store at Priceline here in Australia, I was obsessed straight away. And it's just such a beautiful, light peach matte blush. And it just complements any look that I'm doing. If I'm just doing a very natural, everyday makeup look with just a bit of mascara and beautiful glowing skin and a nude lip, this is perfect to add a flush of colour on the cheeks. Or if I'm doing a really glam makeup look and I want to wear something a bit softer on the cheeks, this is perfect as well. So definitely my favourite go-to blush at the moment. Next up are some highlighters, and I've been really loving loose highlighters recently. The first one is from Fenty Beauty. Yes, another Fenty Beauty product, because like I said, I'm obsessed with all of her products. And this is one of the Fairy Bomb shimmer powders in the shade 24K Ray. So this is the gold shade, and this is beautiful. If you want that glowing to the heavens look, luminous, beautiful looking highlighted skin, this is the product that you need to use. It just looks so amazing. So this is what it looks like. It's a very bronzy gold colour, which I like. I do usually wear this more when I have a tan because I find it just suits my skin tone better. But I could use this as an inner corner highlight. I could use it on the eyes when I'm more fair skinned. So it's a very versatile product, and I just love that it has very finely milled shimmer. It's not glittery or chunky, because that's definitely not a good look with highlighters. This formula is just beautiful, and I've just been loving wearing this one lately. And the second loose highlighter I have is from KYLIE Cosmetics. This is one of her Ultra Glow highlighters in the shade Fiji. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks, and this is pigmented. Like, look at that glow. It's amazing. It's just so beautiful. It does have a little bit of a glittery finish, but it's very finely milled glitter, so you cannot really tell that it's glittery. It just gives off a beautiful shine, and it just looks amazing. When this first got released in one of her collections, I was so devastated it sold out so quickly before I was able to get it, but now she's brought it back as a regular product, so it has the different black packaging. But it's just beautiful. It's one of my favourite loose highlighters I've ever used, and I'm just obsessed. Like, it just makes your skin look so luminous and dewy, and I just love it. And moving on to some eye products. First of all, I've been obsessed with this new product from Anastasia Beverly Hills. For my brows, it's the new DIPBROW Gel, and this is incredible. I've got it on my brows today, and that's it. Nothing else. I haven't filled them in with a pencil or a cream or anything. This is all I've used, and I can't believe how much pigment is in this product. Like, it looks like I've completely filled my brows in with pencil, and it's just so quick and easy. The brush is so perfect. It's just a really small to medium wand. It just fits perfectly to brush up my brows and coat them in some colour, and I've just been obsessed with this. I really like the L'Oreal Brow Artist, but I find this one gives more colour and more pigment, and it just makes my brows look like I've filled them in properly and taken a long time to do it, when really I've just done this for like 5 seconds and that's all. So it's just such an easy product to use. It saves me a little bit of time on my makeup routine. I am a little bit lazy when it comes to brows. I do prefer something more quick and easy, so this has been an absolute lifesaver for the past month. Next up is an eyeliner. Now I know I have said previously the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner has literally been my absolute favourite eyeliner, and it was when I tried it. But this one I have also really liked since I picked it up just over a month ago, and it is from Benefit. This is the roller liner, and it's just, I think it's just because it just gives off such a rich matte black colour that I really like it. And it does look like I have a little bit more of a thicker pen to it than the Fenty Beauty one, but it still gives off a really thin wing when you apply it, and it just makes doing a wing so much easier. I can get a really nice thin line. I can make it thicker without it smudging. I hate when liquid eyeliners are too liquidy and they smudge, so I like these more pen ones way better. So this one I've been using, testing out the last month, and I really liked it, so I wanted to mention it in this video today. Next up I have some eyeshadow palettes that I've been using a lot recently. First is the Beauty. This is the classic palette, the first palette that was released. It took me a while to get into using this. I'm not quite sure why. I was just looking for a new neutral palette to try out a couple of weeks ago, and I found this one in my drawer and I was like, oh, I haven't actually used this all that much, and I used it and I've just literally been using it all the time since then. It's just my go-to nude palette at the moment, and I just love all the shades in this palette. It's not your typical neutral palette in a sense. It has some more interesting colours like this beautiful peachy pink, this mustardy yellow, and I think those are really beautiful shades. Today on my eyes I did use the peach pink. I used this more terracotta rich red brown, and also this copper shade on the lid, and the pigmentation on these eyeshadows is amazing. They blend out so beautifully. There's no patchiness on the eyes. The shimmers feel like pressed pigments, like they are so pigmented, and I don't get hardly any fallout from these eyeshadows whatsoever. I didn't even have to wet my brush before I applied the shimmer. It just applied beautifully on its own. So this has been my go-to palette for wanting more neutral looks, and I love this dark brown. It's more of a darker cool tone brown, which I like because it gives the impression it looks a little bit more black than what it really does, so it just makes your eyes look more dramatic without having to use a really dark black eyeshadow. So I've been obsessed with this palette recently. And the second palette I have is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the new Riviera palette. This has been my go-to when I want to do something a little bit more creative and more fun or colourful with my eye makeup. Just a pop of colour on the eyes or something. This has been the palette I've used. I did review this palette in my previous video and I did a look with it, and I just find I was obsessed with all the colours in this palette. I had to mention it in this video. I really love this teal blue green colour. I just think that is so beautiful, and I could use that just underneath my eyes for a pop of colour, or even just in the inner corner for something different, and it just looks so beautiful. I also really love the matte pink and purple. They are so pigmented, like it's crazy. It's so easy to build them up on the eyes without it looking too full on. They just blend out beautifully on the eyes as well. All of the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows, the formula is incredible. It's one of my favourite formulas for eyeshadows, and I've just loved playing around with this palette to create some more colourful looks over the past month. Now for some lip products. The first one I want to mention is from Maybelline. This is from the new Colour Sensational line. It is this lipstick here in the shade 050 Baddest Beige. I've heard people talk about this for a while now, and it finally got released in Australia at Priceline, so I went to the store and it was the last one, so I knew it was meant to be. I had to get it, and I've just been wearing this non-stop for that more creamy, little bit of a shine look to my lips with a nude lipstick. That's what I've been liking recently. My lips have been a little bit more on the dry side, so this has been a really beautiful colour to use. I am wearing it today on my lips, and I just love the formula. It's just really creamy. Like I said, it doesn't make my lips feel too shiny or too greasy. Some lipsticks can feel a little bit greasy on the lips. This one doesn't. It just has really nice colour payoff, and I just love how it looks on the lips. It's just the perfect, more of a pinky brown tone nude, so I've been loving this colour. Next up I have a gloss, and this is from NARS. This was one of their recently released part of the Orgasm collection. This is the NARS Full Vinyl Lip Lacquer in the shade Orgasm, and it's just such beautiful packaging. First of all, this rose gold is so pretty. I have this on top of the Maybelline lipstick today, and it just gives that beautiful, more of a shine. It has like a golden peach tone to it. It just looks so pretty on the lips. I could wear this on its own for just that beautiful shiny look, which is on trend at the moment, like beautiful glossy looking lips, and I just really love this colour. So it's definitely something I've been using a lot the past month. And lastly, I have a couple of brighter lipsticks. These are the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink lipsticks. I have talked about these lipsticks before in the more nuder shades, but I've been loving wearing a brighter coloured lip recently. It's coming to the end of summer here in Australia. I'm trying to hold on to it as much as possible. So I've been doing more natural eye makeup and focusing more on bronzed glowing skin and a nude lip. And this colour here I'm especially obsessed with. It's like a red, orange, slight pink undertone. It's just such a beautiful colour. This one here is called Heroine, and this is just my go-to pop of colour shade at the moment. I was never really a fan of bright pink lipsticks, but this shade definitely changed my mind. It just gives, it's a little bit more warmer than those real baby looking pastel, bright fuchsia looking lips, but this one I really, really like. This one is called Romantic, and once again it just gives such a bright, beautiful look to the lips when it's worn with very minimal makeup. So I've been loving these Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink liquid lipsticks, and the formula I've talked about before, so comfortable to wear on the lips. They don't dry out or crack, but they do set and stay on really well. So I've loved using these lipsticks over the past. So those were all of my favourite beauty products for the month of March. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.